Hello, everybody. The Warm here. I'm back again for more AI the Somnium Vials. And quite a bit happened last time. We did our first non tutorial Somnium sequence, I guess is how we're putting it. Or is it syncing sequence? Whichever it is, we did it, and now we have successfully relieved Mizuki of her trauma and have been able to get some information, including potentially the direction the culprit walked in after apparently returning to the crime scene, which is what caused Mizuki to hide within the column of the merry-go-round. And I'm now that I think about it, well. I guess obviously the corpse isn't here anymore, but I wonder if it's such a good idea to bring Mizuki back. I guess we need her to for her memory to tell us where she needs to go, or where we need to go to find the traces of the criminal. But in any case, we're back in action. We're here with Mizuki, and we're hopefully going to find a lead, because it seems at this point that we're out of them. I think on a positive note, I think I can say that this game is finally starting to grow on me a bit. And when I say that, I'm referring to the fact that just throughout the day today, I found myself thinking about it. My thoughts were drawn to it, and I think that's a good sign. The fact that I'm actively interested in what's going on. I was thinking about who in the world could the culprit be. Because here's the thing: I don't know. Are we dealing with only one case throughout the whole game, or are there multiple cases? And I don't know how far along we are in the case, because I think, and obviously I shouldn't know that, but if I knew how far along we were, I could say, okay, the suspect needs to be one of these people. Who's it going to be? But if we're still relatively early on, then it's quite possible we've not met the culprit yet. If I had to say anyone at this point, obviously Renju would be somewhat suspicious. Although I think it's weird that we haven't been able to speak to him yet. The police did speak to him. I would definitely want to speak to him before making any definitive conclusions. I mean, the only thing we know is that, he and his wife are divorced, but we don't know the circumstances of that divorce. We don't know if their relationship ended amicably, or if they were very much upset at one another. But he's the only sort of obvious culprit that I can see thus far. So and of course you don't really want to go with the first obvious choice. I'm almost worried about him. I'm afraid he might be a future victim if this case ends up being much bigger than it currently is. Because this whole thing with Shoko and putting her on the merry-go-round, coupled with the picture we saw in Mizuki's Somnium, it makes me think whoever did this, it seems like it's something personal with Mizuki and her family, and it's quite strange. It makes me think, what was we know Renju runs the entertainment company, and apparently a maid cafe, and Shoko is investment company representative slash director. What? Someone who heard her in the past. I mean, could that be Renju or someone else? Um, like, these guys weren't investment company. I'm trying to think, like, neither of these sound like too illegal or untoward. Maybe there could be some funny business, because we're dealing with an area of a city that was abandoned. So, like, why here? Why was she taken here to Bloom Park? Oh, that's not a good sign. Lying and cheating. This paints a kind of not a very good looking picture of her. Maybe she got mixed in some sort of bad business. I don't know. In any case, that's all to say that I've been thinking about the game, and I think that means that, you know, at least I'm somewhat interested, and I think that's a good sign. So let's continue on. Let's see what we can find here with Mizuki with us this time. When I returned to the scene, I brought Mizuki with me. I saw a suspicious figure in Somnium, but I couldn't be sure of its exact location. I brought Mizuki along to help pin it down. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, because I don't think just bringing her casually here may be a good idea, considering how traumatized she was. But, yeah, if we might need her help.
Somewhere around here, right?
Yep.
Ooh, it is dark now. I wonder if these skewered horses are gonna play into this at all. The eye that doesn't blink. UFO. Just a grandma. But I thought you said you did see stars. Okay. Are you cold?
What do you care?
Well, that seems a bit unfair, Mizuki.
You never cared about me, ever.
What? Where is this coming from?
And I liked it that way. I don't want you getting close to me.
Okay, maybe I didn't... Maybe I don't understand the nature of their relationship. But, like, previously he talked about how they went out to get stew together, and she seemed happy about that promise.
You think I like you now because I hugged you after the sink?
Well, yes, that was my assumption.
Did you think, aw, how sweet, she likes me? Don't get it twisted. I only hugged you because you were standing right in front of me.
I see, I see.
Could have been anything. Could have been a pole or a cactus. In fact, I wish it were a cactus. So stop worrying about me, okay?
So she says.
I see. The lady doth protest too much, methinks. Anyway, do you remember anything?
Yeah, I do.
What do you remember?
I went to this amusement park when I was little.
Yes, we saw that in the photo.
I was 4. I remember it so clearly.
Well, I remembered at 4. Well, she is 12, so I guess it is closer to her.
This is where I saw my mom and dad smile.
A rare occurrence?
I had so many happy memories here. The only happy memories I really have are from here.
Yeah, so that sounds like rough home life.
Memories of my family are so bright and colorful.
Well, at least... so it wasn't rough. It wasn't rough at the beginning.
But now, this is where Mom...
So maybe not. Maybe they did. Maybe she did. Because I still wonder, why was she living with Dot? Well, I still don't know exactly what meant like that. Did she just hang out with us? spend a lot of time with us, or was she Dante used the term roommate, so that makes it sound she's living with us, you know? So I wonder what would cause that, if not, you know, her not wanting to go home, which is quite something. What's wrong?
Nothing. Just wondering where this goes.
Oh, I missed a, interesting. I missed something. Okay, let's, past the bush.
Iba, what's past here?
This leads to the subway.
Hmm.
The subway?
It has of course closed down. It is no longer in service. This is due to the explosion at the chemical plant that occurred years ago.
Uh-huh.
The surrounding district of Kawasaki was contaminated and declared off limits. Bloom Park closed for the same reason, as did all commerce and industry in Kawasaki.
What sort of chemicals are we talking about here?
This means the railroads and public transportation to and from this area were shut down as well.
Just vague chemicals?
The subway. Iba, does the entire track run underground?
So we already know from Iba that she spotted no cars. So I guess the subway would be, if the corpse was transported here, which we're pretty sure it was, considering there was no blood on the horse, that would seem to indicate that they would have to have come from the subway then.
No. The track leading northward from Bloom Park eventually rises to ground level.
At a railroad crossing?
Correct.
So this is the park? Is this the park? So there's a subway, it goes, is this where it goes above ground? Is that what I'm getting at?
Then the tracks must cross a surface street at some point.
Correct.
A railroad crossing. Railroad crossing?
Iba, do me a favor. Can you see if any cars were driving on that surface street last night?
Searching.
Hey, you've been quiet for a long time. Are you okay?
I'm just thinking.
I've got something. I picked up a single vehicle traversing that street last night. A black SUV.
Hmm.
I ran the plate through the vehicle registration database to find the owner.
Who was it?
Shoko Nadami's ex-husband and
Uh-oh.
Mizuki's father.
Uh-oh. I suppose if there are multiple cases in this game, and this is a first case, so to speak, you know, maybe the obvious option is the answer, but yeah.
Renju Okiura.
That's not a good look.
So let me get this straight. You think that Daddy drove his car on the tracks through the tunnel, stopped at the closed down station, and carried Mom's body to the park?
Well, he seems to be the only one in a position to do that at the time.
I can't prove it was Renju.
Yeah, we don't have decisive evidence yet.
There's a chance someone else was driving the car.
True. We don't actually... So wait, Iba saw this out through the camera feed? She just saw a car passing, she never saw someone get out, I guess?
Yeah.
But, in any case, I know that the suspect must have used the subway tracks.
Drove on the subway tracks. So there's there's a part of the subway that goes above ground. He was driving on the road, drove onto the tracks, and then followed the subway tracks to the park, and it went underground. Yeah, so we wouldn't have seen anyone come out.
That explains why there were no cars parked near the scene. Using that subway station, you could take the body right to the merry-go-round without being caught on camera.
Daddy didn't do it.
Well, I hope for your sake that he didn't, because having your mother killed and then immediately finding out that it was your father that did it, that's
I am not so certain.
Oh, what do you think, Iva?
Either way, I have to talk to Renju.
Yes, I've wanted to talk to him.
And you can help me find him.
Presumably, like, he didn't tell the police, hey, my car was stolen last night. What if, okay, here's an idea. Mizuki, let's go along the lines of, I'm just trying to think of an alternate theory to the Renju theory. What if we know Mizuki got messaged and told to go to that park? What if Renju also got a message to go to the park? So I guess there's the Renju theory, and then there's the revenge against the family theory. So someone, don't know who yet, wants vengeance against this family, and so they killed Shoko and then made both Mizuki and Renju go to the park. I could imagine that as well. I can imagine it as a possibility. I don't have any concrete yet. We need to hear about Renju. And it could be he's so freaked out about it that he didn't tell us. Mizuki didn't tell us who sent her that message. Renju could also be hesitant to give us information, especially if it's someone Mizuki and Renju knows. Again, the question is, however, what did Mizuki's family do to warrant such actions against them?
Hey Mizuki, tell me again. The person you saw at the merry-go-round.
No, it wasn't Daddy. I know it wasn't.
It looked like an adult figure.
You're sure?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I think she's telling the truth, Date. The figure was indistinct when we saw it.
Mizuki, Renju sent you that now message, didn't he?
Ooh, okay. This is big. Because we know Mizuki didn't want to tell us, and the only reason she wouldn't want to tell us is if it's someone she knew or wanted to protect.
What?
I got this buddy of mine. Real bad personality, but real good with technology. I got some help from them.
Bad personality?
It was a message sent at 8:05 last night. Does it sound familiar? Mizuki, Daddy got caught up in something serious. Please come to Bloom Park's merry-go-round right away. Daddy needs your help. Please do as I say.
Yeah, that was it.
Wait. When was that told to us? When did that happen? I'm confused. I know Iba said she was working on it and said that Niall had tough had tough security or what have you. Did Iba ever tell us that? Did we know? Am I just forgetting? I feel like that's really important. Or is Date like fishing? Is he trying to get her to admit it, and so he came up with something approximate of what he thought the message was? I feel kind of silly if that was said and I just missed it.
It was from Daddy's phone. But I didn't want to say anything because that would make Daddy a suspect, so...
Yes.
So you kept quiet.
Yeah. My dad's never said anything like that to me, ever. That he was counting on me.
Ooh.
I had to go.
But you invited Ota along.
Bloom Park is in the middle of the Kawasaki district. There are a number of homeless individuals in a high crime rate there. Mizuki must have been worried about going alone.
I think about a week ago, when I went to hang out at Lemniscate.
Did you notice anything different about him?
Nothing really. He was the same as usual.
And he didn't come to see you in the hospital, did he?
No.
Oof.
Not even for his own daughter.
That is very unusual.
I don't want to say anything. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to anyone who thinks my daddy is a killer.
Look, I don't want to believe it either. I've known him for more than 5 years now. He's like family to me.
Huh. I never want to put cuffs on him. I would never want Mizuki to see that. Anyway, Renju just isn't the kind of guy who would commit a crime like this.
But it couldn't be him.
Why not?
Daddy couldn't have sent the message.
And why not?
Someone else must have used his phone.
Just as someone else used his car?
And his car.
Mm-hmm.
Daddy wasn't driving the car either.
And you know this how, Mizuki?
Somebody else did it. The killer did it, not Daddy.
The only evidence we have so far leads to one conclusion. The cell phone and the car were both operated by Renju Okiura.
Seems to be the case.
I don't remember. It was a while ago. What about you?
What about me?
You try calling him.
I did. I called earlier, and I tried a few times last night.
And he didn't pick up?
No.
Let's call again.
Date, incoming call from the boss.
The boss, eh? Well, let's hear it.
Connected.
Hey, I just got the report from Iva. Renju is a suspect?
He's definitely suspicious.
Yeah, I would have thought he would have been placed on placed as a suspect pretty quick. But yeah.
I agree. I think he's our number one suspect. He's been acting strange since last night.
Yeah, the whole after leaving the police going dark. Yeah, that would have been.
He didn't come see Mizuki in the hospital, won't pick up his phone, and he vanishes after questioning. He doesn't have an alibi for the time of the murder either.
You'd think since the body was moved and placed there, specifically at that park, it sounds premeditated. Like, so I. The only thing I could think of, again, if we're going for a non-Renju theory, it's that having seen his wife murdered, ex-wife, excuse me, he thinks he's in danger and has gone dark to protect himself.
He doesn't?
Although at that point, why wouldn't you just tell the police, hey, I think I'm in danger, I need protection or something?
No, not one we can corroborate.
It's not looking good for him, though. Yeah, tell me about the questioning.
He didn't give us any new information. He didn't have much to say at all, really.
Well, why'd you release him?
So Renju was questioned at a local station?
That's right.
Then why didn't you keep him there?
Protocol. Nothing we could do. He wasn't a suspect then, and we had nothing to charge him with. We couldn't hold him.
Fair enough.
Renju's house.
Don't bother. I had local cops search the place. Didn't find anything.
Just recently, huh?
Where could he be?
At a maid cafe. Alibi.
Shoko's time of death was estimated to be about 5 p.m. yesterday. Renju claims that he was at home alone at the time.
See, the thing is, like, it's sick, you know? The fact that... Why would Renju... I get it's his ex-wife, and maybe they had a difficult divorce. But to kill your wife is one thing. To then take her body to a place where... like, an important place... and call your daughter there... And, like, the message. Supposedly the message was something like, I need your help, Daddy's counting on you. But when Ota and Mizuki arrived, they didn't see him. He wasn't there. That makes me think he arrived a bit later. It was his arrival that triggered Mizuki to hide in the column. Renju's like so obvious that it makes me wanna not think it's true.
But that means no one can back up his story.
Looks like I'm talking on Bluetooth. That's pretty cool, I guess.
Alright, boss. Let me know if you find something.
You too. Keep me in the loop.
Where the hell did Renju go?
Any ideas, Mizuki?
Sun poke?
I beg your pardon?
What?
Sun poke. Or something.
Oh, Sunfish Pocket. Renju was telling me about that place. It's a maid cafe that he runs.
Hey, guessed correctly. There we go.
I found it. Approximately 6.2 miles north-northeast. In Akihabara.
Akihabara. $10:20. It's getting late. Hello. We are here for the maids. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh. Ooh. Trauma times 2. Oh, man. Okay.
Renju.
Oh, my goodness. That's... okay. Well. Well, I have 2 things confirmed for me, I think. Well, for one, I think my theory about him being worried about his safety and him being called there, similarly to Mizuki, and the theory that it's someone who's specifically targeting this family. I think that's all been not confirmed, but heavily... I'm heavily favoring those ideas now. And then the second big thing is, you know, I thought maybe this is this could be like a first case, and it's short and sweet, or bittersweet, I suppose, and we get our obvious criminal. No, I think this is a much bigger case. This feels like the whole game is kind of around, like, surrounding this. I was gonna say incident, but these incidents, plural. Obviously, boss, I feel like you should tell us a bit about the event 6 years earlier, considering he too seems to have his left eye gouged out. Yeah. This is, and man, that seemed much more gruesome than Shoko. Ugh. Man. Okay. Okay, game. I see where you're going. Well, I don't see where you're going. I'm interested where you're going.
You look awful. Have you been sleeping any?
Is it... I forgot to look. What day is it? Oh my goodness, it just... The log reset. Does it tell me the date somewhere? I forgot to look at the date. Sunday, day 3. So it's just been... So... It was like 10:30 p.m. And now it's what, 5 o'clock? Was it 5 o'clock, 8? No. I don't remember. Man, that is so tantalizing. I feel like I want to... No, I'm on my route. I have to stay on my route.
My best friend was murdered, boss. I don't have it in me to sleep right now.
Well, the tone definitely feels more appropriate to what I was thinking. So maybe the lighthearted wackiness is gonna get toned down from now on. Well, what do we do now, guys? You look troubled, Peter.
2 murders, one right after the other.
Basically, like the same day, right? Or I guess the day, because we found her in the morning. Well, no, she died 5 p.m. Found at 9:10. So it was the day after. So, yeah, within two days.
How could I not be?
Any thoughts?
Renju had his left eyeball removed.
Yes, that is, I think, the most obvious sort of thing.
Right. Shoko too.
So perhaps, Mr. Date, you are
Hey,
the killer.
there we go. It was us the whole time. Yeah, the amnesiac was the killer.
You're missing your left eye, so you steal them from others.
Ah, the eyeball murderer. Although I feel like Date doesn't really appreciate that right now, Pewter.
I'm kidding. Only a joke.
Yeah, but his 2 close friends kind of just got murdered, like, not even a day ago, so maybe or pull back a bit.
I'm too tired for your jokes right now, Peter.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
Actually, You lost your eye 6 years ago, correct?
6 years ago. Yes. Are you aware of the event, the scenario?
Yes, but I don't remember anything from back then. I lost my eye and my memories.
Yes. We knew he lost his memories. I guess, I don't know if he's confirmed it before, but that's good to know. So memories and his eye were lost in that event 6 years ago.
I was transplanted into your empty eye socket a year later. We have been together for more than 5 years.
Why are you here anyway?
Am I not allowed to be here?
No, I didn't mean it like that.
I was here first. I was just talking to the boss about Renju's murder.
How about you? Are you getting any sleep?
Of course not. I've still got a mountain of work piled up, answering to the higher-ups, the press. I'm just taking a little breather.
About Renju.
You were the first on the scene, so you know this better than anyone, but Renju was murdered. No way this was a suicide.
It was an incredibly tragic and convoluted accident with a maid who she was cleaning the floor but left a puddle, and he tripped and fell, and oh, it was tragic and horrifying all at once.
And the fact that his left eye was removed tells me that this was the same killer as Shoko.
Yes, but is it the same killer as the one 6 years ago? Why don't you riddle me that, boss?
The serial killer.
The new Cyclops killer.
Cyclops killer?
What?
That's the nickname that's been spreading around headquarters.
New, though? What is... So that means there was an old Cyclops killer.
New.
Yes, several years ago.
Okay, boss, if you tell him to shut up, which I'm very sure you're about to do, that's not fair.
Cuter.
There is no point in hiding it from him. He would find out on his own eventually.
And you should, like... Why wouldn't you tell us? I feel like this is extremely relevant for us to hear.
It's all over the news. These murders have gone viral, so to speak. The killings from 6 years ago have continued. The Cyclops killer is back.
6 years ago? Is that what you were talking about, boss?
Fine. I suppose you deserve to know.
Thank you. What happened to Mizuki, though?
She's sleeping at the hospital. They're going to give her counseling after she wakes up.
Man, I don't know. At this point, she was traumatized. Then we fixed her trauma, and then immediately traumatized again. You know, I feel like that double dip of trauma is going to be hard to come back from.
I see.
Her mother and her father. I hope she'll be okay.
Well, she seemed like a spirited girl, so I'm gonna hope she's able to bounce back. Although it may take a while.
We have a name for it down at HQ. The original Cyclops serial killings, to distinguish it from this new one. It was 6 years ago in October. 4 bodies were found in the mountains of Akikawa Valley.
But the decomposition of the corpses were all at different stages. They were each killed sometime during May to September of that year.
But they did have 2 things in common. They were all young women, and...
Each corpse was missing their right eyeball, pulled out posthumously.
Interesting. And so the new Cyclops killer is pulling out their left eyes and doing it before they die. Interesting that we're not mentioned as being part of that. If Date's not involved, why would the boss not want to tell us about it?
A few days after the corpses were discovered, the killer sent a statement to the press. I killed them, and they are now my dear companions. Something like that.
He signed the statement under the name Cyclops, hence the name the Cyclops Killer.
The Cyclops is a mythological race of one-eyed giants.
Yes, I know, thank you.
According to Greek myth, they are the children of Uranus, god of the sky, and Gaia, goddess of earth. Cyclops were known for their outstanding strength and smithing ability.
So the letter to the press wasn't a fake? It was the real killer?
Yes, it had to be.
Why is that?
A picture of one of the victims right after she was killed was sent along with the letter.
I see. And what happened to this Cyclops?
No, in 6 years we never got a single trace.
Well, how... Look, boss, when you made that comment at the merry-go-round, when the game first started, you said it was impossible. That I would have assumed that meant he was dead, like the Cyclops was dead or something. Why is it impossible that this new Cyclops killer can't be the old one? Why do you say that?
So maybe Cyclops is responsible for these murders.
Maybe she'll
as
say
well.
it right now. She'll probably say it right now.
No, that's impossible.
Okay, tell me why.
Why?
For one, the original Cyclops killer only killed women.
So he's probably insane. Why can't an insane person change his mind?
Renju doesn't fit that profile. Second, all of the victims had their right eyes removed.
Okay, well, first of all, you said impossible before Renju was killed. So did you just say impossible because it was the left eye rather than the right?
But Shoko and Renju...
We're missing their left eye.
The timing of the eye removal is also inconsistent.
Yes, as I mentioned. It's the left eye and it's before their deaths.
The original Cyclops Killer removed the eyes after the victims were killed. But Shoko and Renju were both still alive.
But even so, you can't say for sure this isn't our guy.
Yeah,
Maybe they're just doing things a little differently now.
that's what I'm saying.
Or do you have another reason?
I'm sorry, Date, I can't say anymore.
What? Why not?
Bullshit, you can't.
The only thing, like, Date has to be involved. Like, either he's the original Cyclops killer or something crazy like that.
It's a national secret.
A national secret.
How can it be a national secret?
Date, please, forget about it. I told you already, you don't need to know anything about that case to investigate this one.
I don't know how you could possibly say that. My BS meter is just ringing very hard right now.
The criminal for this case and the case 6 years ago are not the same.
Why? Because because the criminal in the first case is Date, and you know for sure he's not the one doing it this time?
Iva, bring up all investigation records of the original Cyclops serial killings.
I already had a look through the database while you were talking.
Good work.
Unfortunately, I found no relevant information.
How can that be?
I also did not discover anything of note on the internet. Only amateur theories, all lacking credibility and evidence.
Damn it.
That's all we have for now.
All right.
Special Agent Date, we need you to continue your work.
Now does this not seem like obvious, like that Date is the guy, so that's why they're saying that? And the fact that it's obvious makes me want to again think there's more to it.
Right. I think I'll head back to where Renju was found. Sunfish Pocket.
Like, is it a bait and switch? Is it a what would it be? I don't know.
Date, you're exhausted. Why don't you get some sleep before you continue your investigation?
I'm fine. Let's go, Iba.
Understood.
It's BS, boss. Everything you've said. Not everything, but a lot of what you said was just BS. Oh, hey, Mizuki.
Date, the vehicle is accelerating 2% slower than usual. Did you put anything in the trunk?
No?
What about the back seat?
Back seat?
Hello. Oh, did we not intend to take her with us? How'd you sneak in here?
Did I put anything in there?
You could have put a gold brick in there and it wouldn't slow us down this much. Have you checked the back seat?
Oh, right. But I can't just turn around and look while I'm driving.
Yeah, that's dangerous, Iba.
Just check the rear view mirror.
Do. Hello.
Mizuki!
Hey, watch out! Eyes forward, stupid.
Suki climbed up to the front and sat in the passenger seat. So, well, it looks like she's not, well, let's be honest, she's probably still very traumatized, but it looks like she's not traumatized enough, that she's not, you know, she's capable of jumping in our ride and,
Hey, Date, why do they call it a dashboard?
and make casual conversation. So, you know, that's, all things considered, good.
Because it makes the car go faster.
Hey, Date, what would happen if I grabbed the wheel and spun it super hard?
We would spend the rest of our very short time together thinking about how stupid that was.
Uh-huh. And why do they call it a tachometer?
It measures how many tacos worth of revolutions the wheels spin. Because the tortilla is round. Obviously.
Okay, I kind of like their dynamic. It's like if it's like if Maya Fey was much more antagonistic towards Phoenix.
Is this where you keep your weird stuff?
No. But don't look.
Dang, is it that obvious? How did you even get in here?
It wasn't locked. I just opened the door. I've been here for like 10 minutes. Why don't your doors have auto locks? I know you like old cars, but you gotta lock the doors.
She's right, you
You
know,
should be a little
Date.
more apologetic for someone who just got caught breaking into my car.
Mizuki does raise a valid point.
Yeah, she had a point.
If you are not more serious about security, you should consider replacing the car altogether.
You two?
What are you doing here?
I ditched the hospital. They're probably freaking out over there right now.
I'm taking you back.
No, don't! Nothing will change if I stay at the hospital all day. You're going to investigate, right?
I would think so.
Take me with you. I can help.
How is a little runt like you gonna be any help?
I'm Renju's daughter. Maybe I'll notice something you don't. Something only his daughter would know.
Well,
I don't know.
maybe.
My daddy was killed. I can't just stay at the hospital.
What do you think, Date? You know her better than I do.
Fine. Don't say I never did anything for you.
Alright. Alright. Date's putting his faith in her. I will go along with
You're going to
this.
take me along?
Just promise not to interfere with the investigation.
Got it.
How you doing?
Well, I can still talk this time.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just getting used to it.
Kevin... That's not a good thing to get used to.
Mizuki's psychological wounds have been healed by the sink.
So I guess there's more to the sink than I realize. Yeah, it's nice weather we're having, eh?
If you have nothing to talk about, you don't have to say anything.
Fair enough.
You're an adult, shouldn't you know that already? If you start talking about the weather, it means you have nothing to say.
Damn. What a brat.
Do you want to catch the suspect?
No, it's more like I don't like sitting still and moping all day. I've grown out of my brooding, pretentious teenager phase.
But you're not even...
Odd thing for a preteen to say.
Yeah.
Are you not aware of Mizuki's mental prowess? She is far more developed than her classmates.
I mean, I got that sense just from hearing her speak.
She is even reading psychology papers by Alfred Adler.
Really now.
Sounds pretentious to me.
So...
You were talking to yourself again. I heard you. It's creepy. You should cut that out.
I was talking to Ibe out loud before I noticed Mizuki in there. It's just a Bluetooth. Just say it's a Bluetooth. That must be what she's referring to.
Mizuki is still unaware I exist?
Yeah, that's... Well, considering, like, the nature of our job, and that we're apparently a secret division of the police that normal people aren't supposed to know about, I feel like that's fair.
Yeah, I know there's no reason to hide it, since she already knows about this.
Well, never mind.
It's just hard to explain. I won't say anything yet.
Understood. But I am ready to be introduced at any time.
What is this? It's like... It's like telling your daughter, oh, I was divorced, but now I'm seeing someone. Here's your new mom. Like, what is this? I'm ready to be introduced at any time. It's
Just let me know when the time is right.
kind of funny.
It's not a proposal. No need to be so formal. Shit, I said that out loud.
Date, I think you should go to the hospital.
But I thought you didn't want to go back to the hospital, huh?
Hey, about Renju. Do you have anything to tell me? Anything at all that might help?
I find it interesting the fact that Date really felt they were close friends. I think it's a shame I never got to actually, like, speak to him.
Well, it's not about Daddy, but I heard from Daddy that Mom had a secret.
Is the secret... this? Is this the secret?
Shoko had a secret?
What is Shoko's secret?
Did you know that Mom was the representative of an investment company?
Well, I read it in the file, so yes, I did know.
Yeah, I did.
That whole company was a big scam.
Ooh, okay, so... At the beginning of this session, I was wondering, you know, whether they either could be involved in like the underground or illegal activities, and of the two, I did say that maybe her company, more than the entertainment or maid cafe, her company would be...
Scam?
More close to that.
Well, I don't know the details. They start up a company to get people to invest in it, then shut it down on purpose and keep the money.
I see.
She got really rich like that.
Well, she's a real something, huh?
Shoko did this?
Yep.
By herself?
No, dummy. Of course it was with other people. I saw gangsters there sometimes.
Oh my goodness. So not even underground adjacent, just straight into mafia territory, huh?
If she ever got into trouble, she had them take care of it.
Wow, okay. That's so a lot less surprising she'd get wrapped up in something, huh?
I am scanning all known crime databases, but I cannot find any reports referencing this.
I guess they were good at their crime.
They must have been extraordinarily careful.
Anyway, I'm glad you're okay, Mizuki.
I'm not okay.
Maybe poor choice of words.
So, you want to go back to the hospital? I'd be more than happy to drop you off.
That's not what I meant. Why are you always so pushy, Date?
I'm not pushy, I'm just worried.
Yeah, he cares about you, kid.
You've got a weird way of showing it.
Maybe to you.
Doesn't look like you're worried. You're just weird.
You've always got something smart to say, huh? You're just like Renju.
Date.
What about Daddy?
Nothing.
You have no tact, do you?
Well. He lacks some tact, yes.
This is why you're single and always will be.
Oof.
That's where you're wrong, kiddo.
I have an electronic partner, and she doesn't have a choice.
I look like a single father when you're around. Chicks love it.
Yeah, chicks love to see creepy old men hanging out with a 6th grader.
Man, she does not let up.
Hey, what are you implying?
Ooh, did I make you mad? Now I'm stuck in a car with an angry old creepy pervert.
I am not an old creepy pervert. And even if you were my age, you're not my type.
Let's not go there, Date.
Ew, I don't want to know about your type.
Hey, you started it.
Stupid old man.
Punk-ass kid.
Okay, these two are fun. These two are fun. I like it. Alrighty. Let me check real quick. Okay. Right getting there on time. I'm gonna be wrapping up now. I'm gonna bring something up. I thought there was gonna be an opportunity to bring this up at some point, but it never really happened. So rather than potentially forget about it, I'm just gonna bring it up now. I was curious about an aspect of the Somnium and the syncing process. What's the over and under on the idea that if you catch a criminal in this world, or in this time, would you be is syncing technology public? I guess not, but I mean, I could see a scenario in which capture a criminal, sync with the criminal, and then you're immediately able to see into their past, and you'd be able to see if they did the crime. Is that not feasible? Is that not possible? I mean, because at some... I was just trying to think of the implications of what that whole machine could do, and like eventually you could just do away with trials, because you could just go into their brain. I mean, they, at least from what I've seen, don't seem to be able to consciously oppose us. They have mental locks, but a sinker could get rid of them, right? So eventually all would be revealed, and you could just get the info. So I don't know if the game's ever going to go there, but I just thought it was an interesting idea. So just, how far could you stretch this whole syncing Somnium idea? I am curious, because apparently we have branching paths from within the Somniums. So I think there's definitely more to explore there. I just wanted to... I didn't want to forget. I had this... I was thinking about it today, and I wanted to bring it up. I thought, like, we could talk to Renju, and if he were the criminal, I was wondering about whether we could, sync with him, and get the info out of his head. In any case, this was quite the session. What with finding Renju, and the scope of this game has definitely increased. So it definitely feels like there's a lot more possible, and the game's a lot bigger than I thought it was. So, well, not that I thought. I didn't know the scope of the game, but it definitely feels bigger now. In any case, I'm going to wrap up here. Next time, we will explore the Sunfish Pocket, and we will see whether we can get any leads, discover any clues, and learn who would want to do this to Renju, and by extension, Renju's family, because this is quite something. So I hope to see you next time. It's getting good.